I'm Chris Baldridge, and I have the honor of being the co-chair of the Rotary YCDT Youth Committee Development Team. And this year, the youth from both John Harris campuses and Bishop McDevitt have gotten together and are focusing on raising funds for anti-gun and anti-gang violence. So the presentation you're about to see will show our students working hard to try to sell their idea and their passion to other Rotarians and hopefully make a big change in our community.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Chris Baldridge, and I have the honor of being the co-chair of the committee along with Marion Alexander. Originally, we had Brad Gebhardt and Annie Phillips were both involved, and then they no longer are part of the club right now. So Marion called me, and when Marion calls you, you have no choice. So I was happy to support her, and this is great. And this year we also have two new members, Anna Myers and Rachel Sutton.
Hi.
They joined us this year, so it's been great to have this fresh support, and it's been a privilege to work with these wonderful students and teachers. So today we have the privilege of allowing the students to present their dreams, their ideas, their work so far, and to have you dig deep in your pockets and donate to their great ideas. So it's kind of ironic and also unfortunate, but the topic that they are going to discuss fits very closely to what has been occurring recently, especially down in New York. So to get a little background of YCDT, Marion C. Alexander.
Thanks, Chris. I just wanted to spend a few minutes giving you the background of how long YCDT has been with the Harrisburg Rotary Club. And so the Youth Community Development team was created by the Rotary Club of Harrisburg in partnership with Leadership Harrisburg Area, the Foundation for Enhancing Communities, the Patriot News, and the United Way of the Capital Region, and many dedicated volunteers back in 2004. So that was 21 years ago. YCD is provided for students in the Harrisburg School District and Bishop McDevitt High School. And each year, up to 45 students are selected for this important 9-month leadership and community development program. And of course, back then it was John Harris High School, which it is, it was Harrisburg High School now, currently, and SciTech. So some names have changed, but our students are real and they're wonderful, and they're with you here today. While there are many perceived and real outcomes of the YCD program that takes place to increase confidence in the students who participate, transform attitudes, broaden perspectives, and plant the seeds of friendship and understanding across cultural and socioeconomic boundaries, the objectives that were laid out by the Rotary Club of Harrisburg, which can be measured, are as follows. Increase students' exposure to the greater Harrisburg community and their awareness of the local resources. To develop and improve students' oral communications and presentation skills. To increase the students' application of collaboration, negotiation, compromise, and persuasive skills, and provide students with a forum to serve the community and demonstrating an impact. And we're particularly proud of the students who are with you today. And the topic that they have chosen 4 months ago is so timely because of all of the things that have been happening in our community. So it gives me great privilege to introduce our Master of Ceremonies, Danny. Danny.
Formika.
Yeah, okay. You'll introduce yourself from Bishop McDevitt. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Danny Formika, and I attend Bishop McDevitt High School, and I'm in 11th grade. I'd like to thank everyone for allowing us to tell you about the YCDT project for this year. And we're tackling a subject that is important to this year's class. I now invite my YCDT teammates to come up and tell you about their team names and why they chose it. Let's start with Team South Park.
My name is Tess Watson, and I'm a junior at Bishop McDevitt.
My name is Gianna Lantini, and I'm a junior at Bishop McDevitt.
My name is Addison Barnes. I'm a junior at Bishop McDevitt High School.
My name is Dakaya Williams, and I'm a senior at Harrisburg High School, SciTech campus.
We chose the team name South Park because during our first meeting, we all shared an interest in the show and we enjoyed it.
Next up, the Krugers.
I'm Maddie Castellano, and I'm a senior at Bishop McDevitt High School.
I'm Brielle Saunders, and I'm a junior at Bishop McDevitt High School.
I'm Jada Rolls, and I'm a junior at Bishop McDevitt.
We chose our team name combining the Bishop McDevitt Crusaders and the Harrisburg High School Cougars to symbolize our unity and combining all of our strengths to improve our community.
Our next team is Divine Nation.
My name is Leo Nabrowski. I'm a junior at Bishop McDevitt High School.
My name is Javon Scott, and I'm a junior at Harrisburg High School, John Harris campus.
My name is Anissa Harris. I'm a 12th grader at Harrisburg High School, SciTech campus. We decided this name, Divine Nation, because we all banded from different districts. And we wanted to combine perseverance and a passion for bettering the community, and that's why we chose this name.
Next up, the Innovators.
Hi, my name is Ariane Dubreski, and I'm a senior at Harrisburg High School, SciTech campus.
My name is Julian Bear, and I'm a senior at Harrisburg High School, SciTech campus.
My name is Amira Hill Muhammad. I'm a junior at Bishop McDevitt High School.
My name is John Trano. I'm a junior at Bishop McDevitt.
My name is Meredith Backhouse. I'm a junior at Bishop McDevitt.
So we chose the name The Innovators because when we first came together, we really wanted to find creative and innovative solutions to some of the community issues in Harrisburg. So we brainstormed a couple of potential issues that we could tackle on the paper, but ultimately we ended up choosing gun violence and gang violence.
And last but not least, we have the Dream Team.
My name is Janae Celester. I'm a senior at Harrisburg High School, SciTech campus.
Hello again, my name is Danny Formica. I go to Bishop McDevitt High School and I'm an 11th grader. And the reason we chose the name The Dream Team is because when our group first got together, a couple of them were sick today, but we did have more people. We had a bunch of different ideas about what we wanted to tackle this year and what subject we wanted to pick. So we wrote a bunch of them on here, and then we found out through some careful deliberation that the dream for this year was to tackle We'd like to tell you a bit about our project for this year, and we want to show you how we chose the area that we felt was the most important to our community. And I invite back up Janae Celester to talk to you about our selection process.
This year, the 2024 to 2025 YCDT class has chosen to focus on anti-gun and anti-gang violence as the most important issue our community faces. But choosing and agreeing on this one topic was not easy. The class went through a community needs assessment conversation in which we had to choose what was most important to us. We had many ideas that could create impact and change. The topics we considered were homelessness, financial literacy, drug addiction, and anti-gun and gang violence. After considerable deliberation, the YCDT group seeks proposals that directly addresses the following community need. Educational programming related to gun violence and gang violence, with a focus on prevention and being provided to the Dauphin County youth ages 10 through 18. The programming should be provided either after school or within the school. We chose this area because it's the area where we felt we could make the most difference. Amir Hill Muhammad has the rationale.
Hello again. By helping the community understand how gun and gang violence affects the youth is a critical topic because it addresses the range of issues that influences the future of young people, their families, and the broader society. Some reasons we felt this topic was important to us were early intervention and prevention. It helps us break the cycle of violence, mental and emotional health, creating safe and inclusive spaces, building awareness and advocating change, and providing hope and opportunity. And by focusing on educating and raising awareness, we can shift the narrative, address the root of the cause of the youth involvement in violence, and work towards safer, healthier communities where young people have the opportunity to thrive.
Gianna Lentini will now explain our RFP and awarding process.
It took us more than one session to come to an agreement on the parameters of the project and the types of organizations we would want to work with because we all feel passionately about the topic and how to best address it. But we eventually determined that our request for a proposal would be issued to an area nonprofit organization in anti-gun and anti-gang violence. At the beginning of the calendar year, we worked with the Rotary Club of Harrisburg, the Foundation for Enhancing Communities, and the United Way to distribute our RFP to area nonprofits. Dakaya Williams will now talk about the process itself.
The application deadline for the organization is March 28, 2025. During that month, we will review and evaluate the proposals received from organizations and narrow it down to 4 applicants and interview in April and in May. Choose our finalists to award a $5,000 grant to an organization that best fits our mission for anti-guns and anti-violence. I now introduce Javon Scott, an advertising teacher, Ms. Stacy Schomper, to talk about why we feel so strongly about our focus.
Good afternoon. When I was in the 8th grade, me and some friends were playing around at one of our friend's house. We had a slight disagreement, and the mother of the friend's house we were at stated that if we didn't leave her property, she would go in her basement and get her gun to shoot us. It was a very traumatic experience, and it's something no young kid in the 8th grade should have to deal with. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Stacy Schomper. I've been teaching English at John Harris High School since 2005, and I've had the pleasure of being the YCDT advisor for our school since 2012. As most of you know, these presentations have traditionally only really included the YCDT students. This year's focus on gun and gang violence is something that has in so many ways affected most of the children in the Harrisburg School District and in the surrounding areas. But it's also something that's very difficult for many of them to talk about, especially with adults and strangers. When the advisors were asked this year if we'd like to speak, I was very hesitant because this program really is for our students. But this topic is also something I feel very passionately about. As a teacher in the district, I have seen firsthand the effects gun and gang violence have on the young people in the community. I have lost count of the number of students I know that have been victims of gun violence. I have attended funerals for my students, and I have seen the devastating effect it has had on the children in the district. It breaks my heart to hear students talk about losing friends and family members, to see them with their memorial pins and shirts for those they've lost, to hear 16-year-old boys tell me they can't see a future for themselves because they don't even know if they'll make it to adulthood. What do you say to that? What can you possibly say to alleviate those fears when they continue to see this senseless violence around them every day? My students will tell you every Friday as they leave my room, I always tell them, have a great weekend and be safe. Because a part of me fears that any one of them could be the next victim and not return to my classroom on Monday. That is why I chose to speak today, to be a voice for those who can't bring themselves to articulate the fear, anger, and hopelessness they feel about the continued gun and gang violence and the tragic deaths that plague the city. Are we going to solve all of this today through this grant? No, but hopefully we can make a small difference. And maybe by doing this one small thing towards addressing this issue, it can lead to bigger things, bigger and better things for the youth of Harrisburg. And give those 16-year-old boys who fear they could be the next victim some real hope of becoming adults and having a real chance at a future. Thank you so much for being here and supporting our students today.
Now I'd like to reintroduce Javon Scott to talk about our fundraising process.
We feel very strongly that addressing the need for anti-gun and gang violence, it is one of the most important things we can do in our community. Our YCDT class is charged with raising the money to provide an organization with $5,000 to offer programs and services that address anti-gun and gang violence. It's a big goal, but we believe in that cause. In Dauphin County alone, there are 300 gang members, with the youngest being of the age of 11 years old. Instead, we want to lower the number of kids that turn to the life on the streets and invest in the programs that address the need for support of anti-gun and gang violence. We believe in this strongly. We believe in this strongly enough that we have already raised more than $500 through our network of family and friends. We ask you to be our partners in this effort by donating to our project this year. Your funding will make a difference. By being our partners in this project, you help us with finding a way to stop gun and gang violence. We ask for your generous support by filling out the pledge cards that are being handed out by my classmates at this time.
As the pledge cards are being passed out, I'd like to thank you for your consideration and appreciate your interest in our project. We hope you understand why we feel so passionately about this issue, and we appreciate your partnership. We welcome you with any questions that any of you may have. Yes.
I'm gonna make up for my last question. So, all of you, what's phenomenal, I commend all of this. So, I commend all of you in the message I kept hearing reoccurring. We're one Harrisburg. We're together as a community and as youth. Question I have: if you were not involved in this program, would the two of the schools, would you have met up with each other? Because I think that's quite phenomenal, because you're learning about different parts of the community or where you all come from. So I'm just curious whether you would have connected with each other, and also how you plan on maintaining those connections.
Does anybody else want to take this before I do? Vaughn, you gonna take it?
A lot of us do work together. Like Danny, he works at my job during the summer. We work with each other. And a lot of us have also exchanged numbers or exchanged social media so we can keep in contact with each other.
Well done.
And adding to what Vaughn said, I think that so I have a pretty big family, and my cousin, he went to East, and my one friend, we called him Q. He used to go to McDevitt freshman year. Me and him were pretty close. He was always just super nice to me. So I think that this program is wonderful, but I think that community is an important thing to me, and I think that I actively would go out and just make sure that everybody's doing okay, because I think that we got to consider everybody in the Harrisburg area, because we're all one. You know, we all want good for the area. So I think that all these people are great people, and I would love to maintain everything with them. And I think that I would still have met some of these wonderful people even if I weren't in this program.
Well said.
Does anybody else have any other questions?
I have more of a comment. I recently saw a presentation at Harrisburg University where the emergency room surgeon for Holy Spirit gave stats, and the highest amount of gun shootings are actually area code 17104, which is Allison Hill, the old Bishop McDevitt, my alma mater. So when you're looking at proposals, maybe look at giving to the area that's focusing on where the shootings are taking place.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's a good idea, because what I think all of our consensus was that we wanted to start young, because I think that one of the biggest causes of gun violence is probably not having knowledge on it, and also emotion. You know, I think that some of these people just, when they do these things, they're acting out, and I think that we need to teach emotional regulation from a young age, and that firearms are not the way to solve your problems. Violence is probably like the most destructive crime, I think, out of anybody, because I used to altar serve funerals, and it didn't matter what anybody died from, but like I did altar serve one where they were murdered, and it's just worse. It is worse because that person was taken and they didn't just go. So I think that we need to work in the schools where we need to teach it the most to the kids, because that's our concern, you know, because we're advocating for our peers, for kids from 10 to 18, you know, and no kid under that age should be thinking about guns. When I was 10, I was just concerned what my next meal was, you know what I mean? I wasn't thinking about anything like that. So I think that this group has big hearts, you know what I mean? Yeah. They all have big hearts. And I think that, like, Bishop McDevitt, you know, we're not in that area anymore, but we're still there, you know? Like, this is our community, and we want to take care of everybody. So, thank you for your comment. Anybody else have any questions or comments? Yeah, in the back.
So, Reverend Lyles had an event last night, and he talked about that hopelessness and how literacy is tied to that. So, focus, like you said, focusing on the young kids, so their curiosity is stoked by early learning, and then they don't feel hopeless. So that's part of it. And that a piece that is missing is the mentoring, because COVID, all the kids slid back during COVID, and I'm sure each of you felt it too.
Thank you, yeah. Thank you. Anybody else? Anything? And then just to close out, I just wanted to say, looking at the recent events that have happened in our community, I think it's safe to say that no one is safe from gun violence. So I think that we need to donate to a cause to help out people who are vulnerable to it today. Thank you all for paying attention, and thank you.